Good afternoon, everyone, and I hope that you've had a good penultimate week and that you've been still engaged with everything that's going on and that you've hung in there. And I can see from the stars of the week that lots of you had. So congratulations on doing that. Just 4 days to go because next Wednesday's a holiday as well, and some really exciting things. Hopefully lots of games, as well as a chance to say goodbye to some friends, talk to the teachers, and that you have a really, really good final week next week. This week, we're looking at honesty and integrity. And quite big words, obviously honesty. Most of us will understand what that means when we're being honest. But integrity might be a new word, and it's that you can be trusted to be the person that you appear to be, that you have loyalty and that you are true to your word. So a really, really important characteristic or attribute, something about our character. And if you can see on the Powis logo or the Powis crest, truth, wisdom, and integrity. So standing for what we believe and being reliable, being trustworthy, and all those sorts of things, keeping to our word. So what does it mean for us? It means that we do tell the truth. And sometimes that's difficult. That's difficult, especially small things. But it's really important that we feel we can be honest, even when maybe it's not going to be great for ourselves. Really, really important we do that. We play fairly. We actually play in a way that, the rules of the game, or play nicely with our friends. We keep our word. So if we say we're going to do something, we do that, and we can be trusted. Trusted, we have responsibility, we're reliable, and if we say we're going to do something, that we do it. And what that does is it makes us a really good friend. You can see some nice pictures there too of people who get that right. They have integrity and they are honest. So we're going to have a look at whether some of these things appear in our story today. Miss Lanigan will be sharing the story. Mr. O'Donnell has got his sports update and his roundup of all the events going on. And those people who follow England will be very excited that they beat Germany, and can they win their next game? For tennis players, there's a lot of Wimbledon. I'm really loving the Tour de France cycling, and the Olympics are just around the corner. So enjoy that, and then I'll be back for Stars of the Week and our House Points update. I think there might be a little special bit too. I think we might have some golden dragons later. All right, see you in a bit.
Hi everyone, I hope you've had a lovely week and you're looking forward to the weekend and our last week of school before the summer holidays. I'm going to read you a story this week, and it's called The Empty Pot, and it's about an empty pot, a little seed, and a little bit of honesty. So I hope you enjoy the story. Many years ago in China, there was an emperor who had no children. As he grew old, he needed to choose someone to take over his throne when he died. He decided to hold a contest. He invited every boy who wanted to be emperor to the palace. Many boys came to the palace. The emperor gave each boy one seed. The boy who grows the biggest plant will become the next emperor, he declared. One of the boys, a poor boy called Cheng, was a very good gardener. He always worked hard, weeding and watering his garden. Cheng took his seed home very carefully. Cheng planted his seed in a pot and watered it every day. All the other boys in his village did the same. But as time passed, there was no sign of Cheng's seed growing. One day, a boy called Wei told everybody in the village that his seed was growing quickly. He boasted about how big his plant would be. Wei was sure he would be emperor because nobody else's seed was growing at all. But as time passed, all the boys in the village started to talk about how well their seeds were growing. But still, the seed in Cheng's pot did not grow. As months went by, the other boys' plants grew tall and leafy. Still, Cheng's seed did not grow. He tried putting it in a bigger pot, but still nothing happened. Wei laughed at Cheng and his empty pot. Cheng decided to ask his parents for advice. They simply told him that he was caring for the seed as well as he could. After 6 months, the emperor called all the boys back to the palace. The other boys arrived carrying huge plants covered in leaves, flowers, and fruits. Cheng only had his empty pot, but when the emperor saw Cheng's empty pot, he smiled. The seeds I gave you have all been cooked. None of them could grow into anything, the emperor told the other boys. Cheng is the only honest boy among you. He shall be the next emperor. So Cheng and his family moved into the palace and lived happily ever after. And when Cheng grew up, he became one of the greatest emperors that China had ever seen. So I hope you see that story shows that honesty really is the best policy.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to continue my look at sport today. I tried to challenge myself by trying to get some reference to sport into every assembly, and I think I've done it quite cleverly today. But we're into July now, okay? So July the 2nd. July is a really big month for sport. We've got, as I said before, the Olympics. We've got the Euros continuing, but we've also got some really big events that you might have seen on TV this week, the Tour de France and Wimbledon, and we've got lots of rugby coming up as well. So for me in the summer, if I can't get out, this is what I'll be doing, watching lots and lots of sport. Okay? Right, continuing my theme of sport. Now, I had to think about why is sport so important? It's great to watch, it's great to play, but also has lots of links to things we learn in the classroom as well. And in particular, for me, mathematics. And you might be thinking, how has sport got a link to maths? There are actually many, many links. Now, with Miss O'Shea this term, you've been counting steps and converting those to meters. So there's a little bit of maths in there. When you do sport at school, you might time yourself if you're doing some running. Again, that's a real good link to maths. But there were some others that I had to think about. So one of the big things in sport is measurements. Lots of different sports have different size pitches and courts. And I know earlier this year with some of you, we were outside measuring using the trundle wheels. But lots of measurements around sport. We can measure area and perimeter of pitches as well. Two other big things, angles. Different angles, particularly in football, trying to get the ball to go at a certain angle because you know that might be successful. But also symmetry. Lots of the flags, the national flags there, you can see Belgium has a line of symmetry which goes across the centre. Okay, so symmetry comes into sport and flags. Statistics. Now, statistics are numbers, basically. Lots and lots of numbers are collected together. I love statistics, which is one of the reasons why I love watching the Euros at the moment, because there's so many statistics about things that are happening. And I had a little search this week for some of them. I thought I would share some of the good ones with you. 44 out of 51 matches have been played. 7 more to go. I'll talk about those a little bit later. There have been 123 goals so far. And that works out at 2.8 goals per match, if you were to divide the number of goals by the number of matches. Or a goal every 32 minutes. Interesting. So this weekend we have some of the quarterfinals of the tournament. So we're down to the last 8 teams. Switzerland against Spain, Belgium against Italy on Friday, and then on Saturday, the Czech Republic against Denmark, the Ukraine against England. So they're the final 8 teams. When I see you next week for Assembly, we'll update. We should know by then who's in the final, I think. So there are some games I'll be watching over the weekend. A couple more statistics to finish with. Goals. Spain have scored the most goals so far with 11, then Italy with 9, and Denmark with 9 as well. The most saves, so the goalkeepers as well, their job is to keep the goals from going at the other end. And actually, Mr. Evans will be pleased with this. Wales, their goalkeepers made the most saves, 18. Also with 18 is Turkey, and then North Macedonia, and so on. Okay, so just some statistics to share with you, and also some things about sports and maths and the link that we make. So everything we do can be linked to learning. So when you're watching some sport this weekend, or if you're out doing any exercise, think about how you can get some maths into it as well. All right, so have a great weekend, guys. Take care.
Hi everybody, it's Miss O'Shea with the final roundup of the incredible Powers Primary step climbing competition. It's been a very, very exciting 4 weeks. All sorts of things have happened, very, very challenging, and delighted with all the efforts from every single one of you. So thank you for all the efforts. I'm also going to give a big, big shout out to Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans has had the amazing job of collating all the scores every week. So a big, big shout out to Mr. Evans. Thank you. Okay, with no further ado, let's just have a look where we were last week. Okay, so we have got Raman, as you remember, was on 13,051, and Pankhurst were still in the 4,000s. Mandela were leading just ahead of Raman, and Gandhi were midway. And in a week, incredible things have happened. Our aim was to get to Mount Everest, and in order to get to Mount Everest, it was the amount of meters accumulated over the 4 weeks. And in order to do that, you needed 19,748 meters to get to Mount Everest. So shall we see what happened? Okay, final meters climbed. Pretty impressive by Raman. Pankhurst, Mandela. Can Gandhi do it? Have Gandhi done it? Have they overtaken when they were a very good front runner not so long ago? So a huge congratulations to Raman. I'm obviously very, very proud of my team, and I'm very, very proud of all of the teams and all of the houses for all the efforts that they've put in. Okay, so where does it take us? Well, as you can see, some amazing feats have been achieved, but one team has made it up Mount Everest. There we are. I'll move myself away. And that is Raman at 8,849 meters. Raman have made it. They made it to the top. They are true champions. I'm extremely proud of them. Congratulations to them, and congratulations to all of you for such a fantastic competition. Well done.
So it's time for our stars of the week. And as I said, if you've really been hanging in there and working so well and engaging in those lessons this past week, congratulations. At our final assembly next week, we won't be having stars of the week. So in a couple of cases, more than one person has been nominated as a finish. So in year one, we have Beatrice. Well done. In 1U, we have Rumin, Edison and Alyssa in 1W. We have Amelia and Maya. We have Samuel, Giabe and Sihu and Kevin. So in year 1 and 2, stars of the week, thank you for working so hard and congratulations. In year 3 and 4, 3B, Miss Bull said all of you are legends and your whole class has got this week's star of the week to say thank you. In 3C, we have Carl. In 3D, Boaz. And 3W, Yuri. For Mr. Montgomery, Steve, Riku, Ewan in Miss Hunt's class, and Jet for 4O. Congratulations to year 3 and 4 stars. Great job, guys. And on to our year 5s and 6s. Nathila in Mr. Butter's class, Teng Yun, Jia Chi, Aurora in 5W. We have Jerslyn and Yi Hearn. And Miss Patterson said, Yi Hearn, you really, really did do some fantastic work this week. So congratulations. Sonia in Mr. Golding's class and Alistair in 6F. Congratulations to you guys in the final week of stars of the weeks. Thank you so much for working so hard. We have 2 special commendations here for our Golden Dragon. We love these. And the 2 recipients today have, really are worthy because I know they've done so much more than just the Sea Monkey project. They've been involved with the SPCA and other things as well. So really, really deserved winners this week. We have Sherlyn and we have Rio. So girls, that is a wonderful effort. So Golden Dragons, and hopefully we've seen each other during today as well. House points. This week, guys, I am only doing the weekly one. So there have been lots of problems of the week. If you are doing the happy dance video, lip syncing, then you need to get that in. If you can do it this weekend, you need to get it in by Monday to Miss Hodgson. So Monday is the cutoff, and it is pretty close. So maybe if you're thinking of doing it, haven't done it yet, it might make a difference. So I'm not going to give you the overalls. You'll have to wait to the final assembly to see who our champions are. Raman went back to the lead last week, as we know. So can they be toppled? And the steps will be included in that as well. So this week, Gandhi, a great effort with 61. Pankhurst with 51. Raman with 61. And Mandela with 58, so close. So Gandhi and Raman, you are this week's House Point champions, joint first, and the problems of the week and the steps are going to make a difference to seeing that overall winner. So I'll leave you today, integrity, honesty. And I love this quote. It's one of my favorites. Integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. And that means that we just do things because it's the right thing to do, not just because the teacher, my mum, my dad is watching me. Something to think about. Have a wonderful weekend, boys and girls, and we will see you next week. Bye.